So now our keynote speaker is here. So I request Dr. Pankaj Kumar Pandeji, Deputy Director, MIT School of Engineering and Technology, to address our today's speaker. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Yadav ji, and good afternoon to all of you. I welcome Dr. Sanjay Misra ji to this conference as a keynote speaker. And I am going to read his brief CV in front of all of you. Professor Misra is Senior Scientist in Department of Applied Data Science, Institute for Energy Technology, Osvold University, Halden, Norway. He has 25 years of wide experience in academic administration and research in various universities in Asia, Europe, and Africa. He is PhD in software engineering from the University of Alcalá, Spain, and MTech in software engineering from Motilal Nehru National Institute of Technology, Prayagraj, India. He has authored and co-authored around 300 papers. In majority of the papers are in ISI Web of Sciences and got several awards for outstanding publications. For example, Institute of Engineering and Technology, United Kingdom awarded him 2014 IET Software Premium Award for best paper published in last 2 years. He is the most productive researcher, #1 in the whole of Nigeria during 2012 to 2017. He has delivered 41 plenary and keynote speeches, including IEEE Springer elsewhere sponsored conferences and 40 invited talks in various universities and institutions around the world. He is editor-in-chief of the book series in Advances in IT Personnel and Project Management, author of one book and editor in 36 lecture notes in computer sciences, 7 IEEE conference proceedings. He was the General Chair of IEEE International Conference on Computing, Network and Informatics, and 6 IEEE ICST 2014, and founder chair of 3 annual international workshops, software engineering processes and applications, Springer 2009, tools and techniques in software development process, software quality, LNCS, and software matrices and measurement. Presently, he is editor-in-chief, editor of International Journal of Physical Sciences, Scopus Index Journal, founder EIC of Convent, Journal of ICT, and International Journal of Computer Science and Software Technology, and also serving as editor, associate editor, and editorial board of members of more than 20 journals, including 3 SCI journals of international repute. He is a software engineer and previously held academic positions at FUT, Minna, Nigeria, as head of the Department of Computer Engineering and head Department of Cybersecurity at LIM University, Turkey, Subharti University, and UP Technical University, India. He is also visiting collaborative professor at University of Alcalá, Spain, UCV, Chile, UNICEN, Argentina, and Atlin Institute, Turkey. His current research include the areas of software quality assurance, software process improvement, software project management, object-oriented technology, SOA, web services, cognitive informatics, artificial intelligence, neural network, health informatics, e-learning, cloud computing, and cyber security. Professor Misra is coordinating along with collaborating with several research groups in various universities and industry around the world, including Spain, Argentina, Turkey, Singapore, Chile, Brazil, Mexico, Norway, France, South Africa, Malaysia, Nigeria, Vietnam, and India. So I welcome Professor Misra for his invited talk.
Let us come on directly to the lecture. It is, yes, from here. Today we will discuss about the sustainability, relevance of the cloud computing, cloud-based solution in the line of with small and medium enterprises. We will see that how we flow. It is not, I don't know. Yes, but why it is not?
Right now, you can down scroll.
So the abstract of this work, this present the relationship between the sustainability and the relevance of the cloud-based solution, and especially in line with the small and medium enterprise characteristics and context. In fact, in this paper, this may come in the form of public initiatives or education companies to make full use of cloud technology in vacuum. Local public institutions, intra-government organization, and the trans-government or networks are already involved in the promotions of the cloud literacy. These are looking into ways to address the major pain points, including the data security in the cloud and regulatory compliance. So this is the outline. That was the abstract sustainability development. I will give some introduction of the sustainability. Then we will go to the small and medium enterprises and sustainability. Then we will check the cloud-based solutions, how the SMEs are utilizing the cloud computing. Then we will discuss the issues in adoption of the cloud computing by SMEs, and then conclusion. Yeah, it is a matter of pleasure for me to share, because a lot of works in the presentation is also worked with me and my team. So if anybody want to discuss on any of the things, or they have you have any question, just to write to email me and I will respond you. So sustainability, there is a several definitions. What is this? Is a development that satisfy the needs of the present without compromising the capacity of the future generation, right? If you had heard, I'm giving you an example that in the morning when we were discussing some of our addresses by the guest, and you observed that why there is a need of the sustainability. Now we are, for example, we are living in a 5-room house or 3-room house. We have the 3 AC on, even though there is nobody is there. Then, and all of your ACs are on, and that is on the cost of somewhere in the village. There is no any electricity. So we are wasting something. So if you read the line, needs of the present without compromising the capacity of the future generation. And if we will utilize all those energy without thinking of future, then we cannot achieve the sustainability. Concept of the sustainability development goal appeared first time in 1987. And initially it was an agenda of the 15 years. And now again in 2015, the 2030 agenda for the sustainability development was introduced by United Nations Development Program. So this is a picture of the 17 sustainability development goals. Very hot topic for the present, for the research, for doing a lot of works. In fact, what we are doing in any area, in any of the disciplines, they are coming in one of the sustainability development goals. So it is very easy to correlate it. So there are several types of sustainability: environmental sustainability, social sustainability, and economic sustainability. Environmental sustainability is the environmental conservation, investment in renewable energies, saving water, supporting sustainable mobility, and innovation in the sustainability constructions. Social sustainability, development of the people, communities, and cultures, gender equality. Economic sustainability include the economic growth, including employment generation without harming the environment. So let us come on the focus to the small and medium enterprises. So sustainability development in small and medium enterprises can be defined as a concept and practice undertaken by small, micro or medium sized businesses which embark business conducted in a socially responsible manner with regard to the way they relate to the local and global social, environmental and economic issues. So we will discuss also that what is the definition of a small, micro and medium sized businesses, especially in the IT. SMEs represents about 90% of the businesses. It is, I'm not sure that you are aware or not. The total business, from the total business, 90% of the businesses belongs to small and medium enterprises. And more than 50% of the employment worldwide and global environment and social challenges can only be addressed appropriately with the small business sector fully involved. Given the growing amount of regulatory and business requirement related to the sustainability practices and reporting in the SME sectors, legislation, investors, supply chain, clients, talents, it is important to address the topic in a short-term perspective of future-proof small businesses. So, small and medium-sized enterprises play a role in the development of new products and trends and are major employers globally when it comes to a private sector jobs. At the same time, they face more challenges than large corporations to develop their workforce, manage resources, and even gain access to the market. So what are the problems with the SMEs? This is the empirical observation done by me and one of my students in around 400 companies in Turkey a long back. A lot of practical problems with the SMEs. These problems must be taken into the consideration while taking about sustainability. 2 case study already published in Springer Plus, and one is, I think, one of the other SCI journal. The study reflects the picture of SMEs which are far from the industry that adopt the systematic steps. So in SMEs, if you think that they are adopting the proper quality guidelines, then that is not the case for the SMEs. The study reveals an overlapping picture of all those developing countries where software industries are not mature. So what are their opinions? Quality issues, not the prime objective during the development. Many of them, especially of the micro-sized companies, they do not know the names of the common quality standards to be applied in the industry. This is very surprising, but this is truth, that they are not aware that how to achieve the CMMI, for example. What are the ISO standards for SMEs? It is hard to convince them to apply quality standard techniques, and there are several problems with them. And for many of them, these standards is only to the show off for a company. Through these practices, quality standards, there is no any guarantee of that they can produce the quality software. Argue that satisfaction of customer is their prime priority. In IT, especially in software engineering, the first priority for any industry, that is the satisfaction of the customer. Customer can be satisfied with some workaround or ad hoc activities to save the day, which may leave the presence of those certificates not necessary. So the observations were the number of employees is quite limited. Relatively younger employees work for gaining experience and quit fast with the better opportunity. Difficulties to implement and maintain the quality standards through such employee profile. Limited software quality engineers in the industry makes management hard to get motivated to consider applying long-term standards such as CMMI, and return on investment and payback periods are not clearly enough understood by SMEs. Being conservative in spending money for standardization, implementing these standards may reduce their profit. Lack of proper technical education, knowledge of the owners, people in the management. Some of them entered this industry only due to this reason because it is one of the most profitable business, and they are not aware that what really they are doing. Now we are coming to the cloud computing and how it can be integrated with the SMEs. What is the cloud computing and its growing availability? Cloud platform in particular are strong drivers of the changes for SMEs. providing a competitive advantage against the corporations. Sustainability cloud computing solutions have been named the ultimate equalizers for the small and mid-sized companies and a decisive step toward digital maturity. We are still operating in a climate of the ongoing global recession. For many companies, this means social obstacles such as staff resistance to change and fear of the technology. SMEs have been increasingly turning to the cloud companies for economic sustainability and cost-effective support in their efforts to remain competitive. Now, when we are correlating cloud computing, SMEs, and sustainability in the race against the growing number of multinational players equipped with the more resources, training opportunities, and funding to innovate, cloud companies enables SMEs to leverage strategic level of the skills and know-how without substantial in-house investment. Here, the cloud model has acted as a major facilitator of the innovation. It has provided basic infrastructure for SMEs. In doing so, has contributed to competitiveness and social sustainability. Strategic advantage of cloud computing include the ability to move the data from any locations worldwide at any time, scalability, relatively low cost, and all around the agility. It has already become a platitude to reiterate the various competitive asset of the cloud. SMEs save on the hardware and software, profit from the cloud storage capacity, and can enter the market with more ease, thanks to cost-effective integrated cloud computing services. Also, you save on a skilled workforce to manage your IT assets. Anyone using the cloud can now run a large compute clusters or a database with just a few clicks. Setting that up on your own hardware, on the other hand, is a complex and expensive task. At the same time, companies are growing increasingly aware of the sustainability aspects of the cloud computing, the role of the data center in the global emissions and the carbon footprints associated with the running intelligence in the cloud. To this end, many are proactively seeking affiliations with the cloud data center that runs on renewable energy, uses alternative energy resources, or make use of the innovative energy consumption concept. This way, SMEs can still benefit from the pace of the innovation. Yet the green cloud will allow them to elevate the environmental impact of the public cloud. The green data center and cloud solutions that use the renewable energy sources mean that companies can still achieve the high level of efficiency while meeting their sustainability goals. The path is clear, and it is called the green cloud computing. This means commitment to energy efficiency concept together with the increased awareness towards a carbon emission issues. And yet, we observed in the previous slides how much profit a company can gain if they are working with the cloud. But yet, there are always some question marks. Market research indicates that European SMEs are not making the best out of the cost-effective solutions that cloud computing offers. It is an old reference, but is still very relevant, that the sentiment surrounding cloud computing was still that of the resistance. Even though the phenomena has come a long way, the status quo as of 2019 is that many SMEs has not become more open to the cloud model. It's still true into 2023. According to the recent data, 73% of the senior SMEs decision makers in UK did not understand the cloud. And this is only the surface. Once we look deeper into the ongoing process and the structural setbacks in a small and mid-sized companies, we observe only modest level of the future fitness. Problems include lack of ongoing professionalizations, to non-existence know-how transfer, and workforce unwilling to engage with the new technology. The majority of SMEs in Germany named own staff the largest obstacle in the transition towards the future. ready agile solutions such as the cloud computing and IoT. So what are the obstacles? Among the reason for this, the lack of resistance management offering and insufficient education initiative on the issues. You can read challenges to implementing IoT in your company, resistance management as part of the change management. SMEs are in need of supports. The supports may come in the form of cooperation with research and education institution to safeguard lasting development. So complex attitude towards the cloud is one of the reason. The main points for SMEs involve reservations regarding the security of the data and the reliability of the services, especially with regard to the claim to unlimited accessibility. Also, the cloud is known for its troubled relationship with the matters of sustainability and climate change. Some companies are also concerned with the lack of control over their information and communication technology systems. Such issues cause many SMEs to postpone their migration to the cloud until their questions are answered in full. So investing in the SMEs education and growth in Europe, wide task. Education, senior management about the asset of the cloud computing has become a European-wide initiative. According to the recent publication by Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, a fundamental rethinking of SMEs and entrepreneurship policies is needed to improve businesses' conditions and access to resource. The OECD SMEs and Entrepreneurship Outlook 2019 clearly shows that the digital transformations provides the scope for productivity growth, but the large adoptions gaps exist compared to the larger firms. The European Commission has launching initiative to support investment in ICT for over a decade. Early 12, EC adopted Communication COM 529 for unleashing the potential of cloud computing in Europe. The communication aimed to increase the use of cloud computing within all parts of the European Union economy. The initial strategy involved the adoption of 3 key actions. These included the creation of European Cloud Partnership. The latter aimed to the work towards strategies to turn cloud computing into green computing that is a proven driver of sustainability, growth, and innovation. As part of the measure, testing European industry, the European Cloud Initiative, building a competitive data and the knowledge economy in Europe, aims to secure Europe's role in the data-driven innovation and leadership. Among these lines, EC digital signal market strategy continues to be the top priority. In 2019, the EC European Commission announced its own new cloud strategy promoting a cloud first with a secure hybrid multi-cloud service offering. So complex attitude towards the cloud. Apart from this infrastructural concern, we have limited in-house ability to assess the infrastructure, cost, and fit to the specific situation of a specific companies. Added to this is the insufficient ICT skills level of users, managers, and decision makers, as well as the initial investment in time and training that may appear hard to justify. So the cloud might be easier to handle than the current on-premise system in the SMEs, but due to the lack of vendor natural education resources, it is still too complex for the decision makers in SMEs to assess. Managing cloud resources is less demanding than managing on-premises system. However, the skill required for the cloud may not be in comfort zone of IT staff in SMEs. So we reach to the conclusion, as the uncertainty persists, SMEs are in need of external support. This may come in form of the public initiative or the education companies to make full use of the cloud technology. Adopting a cloud-first policy does not take place in a vacuum. Local public institutions, intergovernmental organizations, and transgovernmental networks are already involved in promotion of the cloud literacy. These are looking into way to address major pain points, including the data security in the cloud and regulatory compliance. So these are the references. You can check that several of our works since 2011, we were trying to find out the quality means the level of the quality, how it is implemented in small and medium enterprises. Several papers, still we have, I think recently in 2023, we published a paper which is not cited here, that how we are going to literate, means give the education to the society, to the public, to utilization, full utilization of the ICT and cloud in their own life. So that paper is not in this reference, but you can check that a lot of works are being done, and majority of the portion from this lecture is also coming from our own paper, a group of guys working with me. If you have any question, anything, feel free to ask any question. Thank you for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed. Anything you have, please ask. Thank you. The time is 25 minutes, right? 5 minutes for the question. now.
Yes, audience, if you have any query, please ask.
Professor Misra, I have a query, only small query.
Yeah, not one, several. Please go ahead.
So as you know, the chemical engineering industries having a large producer of environmental degradation pollution. So how you are able to control the environmental degradation pollution in chemical industry by using cloud computing? Is there
Oh,
any-
that is an entirely different area, right?
Okay.
We are talking, means my lecture is more
Since you
on,
are
Yes,
discussing
we
the
are-
sustainability.
yeah, sustainability. Yes, I'm coming. So sustainability in terms of how by utilizing the cloud computing solutions, we can achieve the sustainability in small and medium enterprises, right?
Okay.
It is not related to anything with the environmental science or with the environment. But yes, of course, for the environment, sustainability, if you remember that, if you go to this initial pictures here, this is so there are 17 goals, right? And my goal is, which sustainability goal is going to cover, you can see there is no poverty, hunger, good health and wealth, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth. So industry innovation, reduce inequality, sustainability cities, right? You are talking about something related to this one. A reasonable consumption and production, climate and action. So your question is related more on the climate and actions and with the industry as well. So these are the things. When we are talking about there is a industry, we are targeting with the SDG goal number 9, not to the something which is related to the climate action. Your question is more on the climate. Am I right?
Right.
Right. So this is targeting the sustainability goal number 13. So these are the different issues. Means this lecture is more that how, with the help of cloud solutions to the SMEs, we can achieve the sustainability development. Right? That is a different issue. Maybe the cloud solutions can be helpful there as well. Cloud solution means once you are in chemical industry, how with the IoTs, maybe with the, some of the sensors, means what about the waste is coming out with some, we are collecting the data, and after collecting the data, we are analyzing. And once we are analyzing the results, we are asking that, okay, reduce this percentage. Before leaving it into the air, you must have, everything should be purified. You
So
understand?
Professor Mike Hinchy is also working in this area?
Mike Hinchy is working not really on the sustainability development. He is more on the software engineering.
Certainly.
But I am working in the sustainability development. I have already one PhD graduated from University of Alcala by targeting 2 or 3 goals from the sustainability development goals. I'm in software engineering, but how to apply the software engineering, cloud computing is also a part of that one to implement, to achieve to the sustainability development goals.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I am Dr. P.K. Bhatt. I have one question that as you pointed out that renewable energy is also contributing for sustainability. Then how the cloud solution can help renewable energy for increasing the or enhancing the sustainability?
Again, that renewable energy is not my area, right? And we have never means researched exactly on how the cloud solutions are going to be done. I'm a software engineer, so always think about the software companies, always think about the sustainability development of their, always think about the problems of the software industry, also the ICT industry. But I'm trying to solve your problem. In renewable energy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Again, without IoT, you cannot survive, right? IoT means sensors, cameras, and all those. And what those sensors are doing, they are collecting the data. Those data are coming to us as a data scientist. We are analyzing to those data. And based on that data for renewable energy, we are sharing those to those companies who are producing the renewable energies. And then based on that one, they are improving in those areas where they are lacking. This is the almost similar questions before Dr. Pandey has asked in the chemical engineering. Everything is going to be done with the three things. First thing is that IoT. IoT means sensor and all those Internet of Things is connected everywhere. Second thing is the cloud, means where they are sharing those data in the cloud, right? Then there are in behind, there are data scientists. We are applying the AI techniques. So you are in any field, either it is a chemical or it is energy or electrical engineering, without three things, where IoT is, then cloud, then behind to the data science, AI, without applying AI techniques, new algorithms, once we are analyzing, we are sharing those data with the different stakeholders. Those stakeholders are gaining the knowledge from us, which we are analyzing. And based on that one, they are improving.
Okay.
Are you satisfied?
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, any other question? Still, I think 1 minute is remaining. If you can ask one more question. Anybody, any question, please. That is very challenging and very interesting area of the research. There are 17 goals and the target is 2030. And now, majority of the institutions, those who are really progressive, they are correlating majority of their researchers to one of the goals of the sustainability development goals. And it is very easy. For example, if you are working in smart cities, so it can come. You are working for environment, it is related to a one SDG. If you are working for in any area, health, it is, yes, you are working for the society, for sociology, everything is related, covered by this SDG goals, 17 SDG goals. Right. Thank you so much once again for the very nice questions and for hearing me.
Thank you, Professor Sanjay Mishra ji, for this wonderful talk. I must say, definitely all the participants got very great knowledge about the field, about the sustainability, about SMEs and all. So now I will move further to start our session. Now today's session chairs are two renowned personalities. One is Dr. Ved Prakash Bhardwaj ji from this UEM Petroleum University, Dehradun. And the second one is Piyush Chauhan, Dr. Piyush Chauhan from Jain University, deemed to be. Now, I would like to give a brief introduction about both the session chairs before starting our session. So, Dr. Ved Prakash Bhardwaj is currently working as an associate professor in School of Computer Science at University of Petroleum and Engineering Studies, Dehradun. He has received his PhD and MTech from JP University of Information and Technology in 2014 and 2010, respectively, in Computer Science and Engineering. He has received his BE, Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Engineering from Rajasthan University in 2008. Dr. Bhardwaj has published many papers in peer-reviewed journals and conferences at international and national repute with publishers like ACM, IEEE, Springer, Elsevier, etc. Dr. Ved has more than 8 years of teaching experience. He has joined UPS in 2016. Before UPS, he has worked with Jaipur National University, Jaipur, and IM Unison University, Dehradun. So I welcome you, Ved Prakash ji. Welcome, sir, in this session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Now, the second speaker, Dr. Piyush Chauhan, is an associate professor at the School of Computer Science and Engineering, Jain deemed to be university. Dr. Chauhan holds a full-time PhD degree and a decade of experience in both academic and commercial setting. His area of specialization includes data science, geocomputing, grid computing, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. His research contribution, which encompasses research articles, patents, funded initiatives, have significantly advanced the discipline. As a committed mentor, he has guided numerous students at the undergraduate, graduate, and PhD level in his research projects, internship, career development. Through his research endeavors, Dr. Chauhan aimed to push the boundaries of computer science and educational analytics, leveraging cutting-edge approaches and practical application. So it's great privilege to us that Dr. Piyush Chauhan has spared some time to conducting this session. So I welcome you, Dr. Piyush Chauhan. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So without delaying further, sir, if with your permission, may I start the session to call the students or our participants to present their work?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. So now I would like to call the first participant, Ritu Shishodia. Yes, Ritu, are you here in the meeting?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So you just please share your screen and give the presentation. We have decided that 8 minutes for presentation, 2 minutes for query. So please briefly present your work, what you have been contributed in your research paper. And in last 2 minutes, the session chair will ask few questions. And the next participant, Yashashvi Divakar, please be ready after this. So yes, Ritu Shishodia, please connect your presentation.
Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, it's visible. Rituji, you can start your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ritu Sisodia, and I'm presenting this paper as a research scholar at MP University under the guidance of Dr. Chitresh Banerjee. My title for today's presentation is Privacy Improvisation through Identity Hiding in 5G-enabled IoT devices. So these will be my agenda, my presentation. As we all know that 5G technology is a growing technology which provides a very high level of services in comparison to other generations like 4G, 3G, 2G. And in terms of security and privacy, it provides the high level of services in terms of security and privacy. And this constant connectivity of applications as IoT has driven the growth of 5G mobile communication in today's world. All of us are using 5Gs and we are going towards 5G and going towards 6G. So like we are using IoT devices in our day-to-day life, like the wearables and smart watches, also using the IoT enabled devices like smart cars, smart home-based systems, etc. So basically, my title will deal in improvising the research by identity hiding, in which user is using a 5G mobile communication system in IoT devices. So basically, whenever we are connected over the network, the huge number of connectivity towards the network and over the network becomes very vulnerable, and it is becomes very prone to be attacked by the intruders or the cyber criminals. So the objectives of my research would be The main objective would be to improve the privacy through identity hiding of the mobile users or the device user, the smart device users in the 5G enabled IoT devices. Also to study and overcome the issues such as privacy concerns, lack of authentication, identity-based attacks, and location-based attacks. Also to integrate new technologies such as hash-based encryption and use of pseudonyms for the basic technique as the use for user identity hiding. There are several types of attacks which are possible in different standards of mobile communication. So let us discuss a few attacks, that is identification. Like identification of every connected device should be done so as to understand the device is original or the malicious one, which is in the network. Second is authentication. Authentication in IoT is one of the biggest issues due to multiple number of devices connected to each other. Data management identification. The management of billions of devices and their addressing can also be one of the major problems in IoT. Location privacy. By joining in the 5G antenna or 5G network, all of us knowingly or unknowingly are sharing their location. So that can be harmful or that can be useful for intruder and harmful for us. In addition to that, user identity privacy. My title of presentation will work on this vertical, user identity privacy, which is also one of the main issues in mobile network security, where the user identity is mainly stored in IMSI, International Mobile Subscriber Identity. These are the latest literature reviews which I have taken, and I have studied about the researches which are already done to improve the privacy. There are different models and techniques like encrypting techniques using cryptography, like AKA model, CRNPI or LBE model, protocol-based, identity-based encryption, like privacy enhancement, fast mutual authentication protocols, etc. So let's talk about IMSI. I just mentioned the word IMSI, that how we'll be doing the user identity privacy is through protecting the IMSI. So IMSI catching is done basically in between the network. IMSI catching is an attack on the identity of the user by catching the IMSI of the user equipment, that is the device which we are carrying in our hand, whether it be a watch, whether it be a mobile, it is being attacked passively or actively. A faster active way to catch IMSI is to set up fake base station. So the intruder, what the intruder do, fake base station, he just set up a fake station which acts as a preferred base station with the strong signal strength. And we, as a mobile devices which we are using, typically prefer base stations who are emitting the strongest signal. So this fake base station can be used to send an identity request message to all mobile devices in the area, which will respond with their IMSI, since assuming that they are connected to a real network. So all the mobile devices will think that this base station is the original base station and they are asking for the our identity, and mobile will give their identity by the IMSIs. And here, in this way, the IMSI of all mobile devices are typically captured. Instead of now, basically my algorithm proposes a method of encrypting IMSI by the means of establishing a pseudonym, that is a temporary ID to be assigned to the IMSI between the user equipment and the home network. The temporary pseudonym provides to the network which can protect the IMSI catching due to its continuous changing behavior. The pseudonym that is being given to the IMSI will be changing time to time. So the intruder will not be able to recognize that it was the original IMSI or the temporary ID that has been assigned to the our device. So the study will also mention the challenges that will occur during the implementation and deployment of pseudonyms. The proposed work will also present a hash-based mechanism because pseudonym is not an easy mechanism to apply as it requires various encryption techniques. The original size of the message sent between the devices were changing in earlier algorithms or models presented by other researchers. But here it will use a hash-based mechanism or authentication message technique to overcome this problem. And along with the cutting or also with this, it will cut down the communication overhead. So here I have compared some protocols or some methods or models to the pseudonym one. So here we can say the communication, authentication message size, computation complexity, and signaling overhead are the parameters that I have compared, and you can see the chart. The communication overhead is low in pseudonym using model, and there is no change in the authentication message size. Computation complexity is also low, and signaling, medium. Signaling overhead is a little bit low as comparison to the other models. The outcome of my research would include the more secure device due to the identity technique. User privacy will be maintained by encrypting the IMSI that is being catched by intruder. Secured device, secured user identity by the means of pseudonyms, that is the temporary ID, temporary mobile subscriber ID, and encryption techniques via hash-based authentication message, and it protects us from different types of attacks, like location attack is also being covered in this technique. These are the references, and thank you. This is from my side, and the forum is open for your suggestions.
Okay, am I audible? This will be a ma'am.
Yes, yes, sir.
So you talked about IMSI number, correct?
Yeah.
So how many digits are there in IMSI? Do you know?
Sorry, sir. I'm not getting.
Actually, you have talked about IMSI, International Mobile Subscriber Identity, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
So it is of how many digits? It is a how many?
15 digits.
Correct. Okay. And ma'am, what are the future scope, like what you have proposed? This work can be taken beyond that. So what are the many more open problems in this domain? Can you list them down?
Sir, I have identified several problems like identification is one of the key problems. Authentication is one of the key problems. Data management identification is the key problem. Location privacy is also one of the key problems. And user identity is the major key problem on which I am focusing.
Good, very good. In fact, you can now go forward and identify parameters also. That will give an extra edge to your publications
Yes.
on which you compare these problems. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, one question from my side that you talked about IoT-based some work, na? So,
Yes.
what kind of challenges that you have faced while you have taken IoT in your research?
So what type of challenges? So the first challenge is the connectivity of IoT devices and compatibility of it is a major challenge, because the IoT devices compatibility is very difficult. If we have to configure it with mobile also, if we have to configure it with other device also, then that compatibility is a problem. And obviously the more connection towards network is a problem. Network bandwidth is again a problem. And sharing of data between IoT always a because we are talking in terms of privacy and security. So the message passing is always a risk in IoT devices.
Okay, ma'am. And what about the security? What kind of encryption algorithms that you have studied and implemented in your work?
Yeah, I'm working on the not an algorithm, sir. I am working on a technique which is taking pseudonym. Pseudonym is a temporary ID given to the IMSI. I will be assigning a temporary ID that will be shared between the user equipment and the home subscriber network. So whenever an intruder or whenever two persons are interacting with each other, they will not be sharing their original identity. So I'll be using that technique. The earlier ones have used the encryption techniques, but I will not be using those encryption techniques. I'll be using the pseudonym technique.
Okay, ma'am. That's it from my side.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, you are not audible.
Yes, am I audible? Yashashvi. Next participant is Yashashvi Divakar Sinha
Yes,
for
sir.
advancement and application of computer graphics, a comprehensive review. So you can give your presentation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Share your screen and then start. So till the Yashashvi is sharing his screen, I must say that the next participant, Tanish Sharma, be ready with presentation. And immediate after this presentation, share your screen and then present the work. Okay. Yes, Yashashvi Divakar, facing any problem?
Yes, sir. Actually, it is having some issue to cast the screen. Just a few minutes, sir.
Okay. Just share the whole screen. Na? There are many options. Share the PPT only, or you just click on the complete screen. Yes, till he is trying to share his screen, can you give your presence, all other participants? Tanish, are you here? Hardika Gupta.
So it's Hridika Gupta.
Okay. So are you ready now?
Yes, sir.
And Raki? Yes, Raki, are you here in this meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Fine,
sir.
fine. So Yashashvi, yes, fine. Your screen is visible now. You can open your PPT. Fine. So next is Tanish. After this PPT, fine.
Sir, is the PPT visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, it's visible.
But you can go to slide share, but it's not readable. Na? The font size is very small.
Yes, sir. Just
So fine. If you can manage, please. Yes.
sir. Now
Our-
is it
Yes, it's fine. Go ahead.
okay, sir. Sir, so my name is Yashasvi Devakar Sinha, and I am a student of BTech Computer Science, third year from Amity University, Rajasthan. And my research paper basically gives the comprehensive analysis of computer graphics, in which I have primarily focused on the history of computer graphics, how it evolved through the generations, and what are the current trends in it, So it's basically a comprehensive review of the paper of the advancements in computer graphics. So computer graphics have come a long way since their inception in the 1960s, from where the simple like generating lines or generating simple models required us to make codes. And the 3D rendering and the other fields like editing the photos and generating different graphical pamphlets required multiple lines of codes, and different people needed thorough learning of those coding languages to just make out one specific product from the computer graphics. And recent advancements in computer graphics have revolutionized the fields. Like in today's era, we can render in real time. There are multiple softwares and there are multiple options from which we can generate the models instantly. For instance, we have AI and chat GPT features today, from which if we require any animated photo or any graphical photo, we just type it the thorough things we need to get into that specific image we want to, and it'll like be generated instantly. And like virtual realities are just a few examples of the cutting edge technologies that are changing the way we create and interact with visual information. These advancements are in today's era making it more realistic and impressive. Like in back when the computer graphics evolved in 1960s, at that time the things which any person in today's era can do instantly, back then it required knowledge of long codes, which is not required in today's era. So computer graphics have wide range of applications, from like in the entertainment industry, in education, and even in the scientific researches. For instance, we require graphs in the researches, or complex data to create the in the visualization form. In every field, we require computer graphics. But with the help of AI and ML in today's generation, it has become really easy for us to do that without having to put so much knowledge into it. And these are basically used to create movies, video games, simulations, and visualizations of complex data. These are also used in the fields like architecture, engineering, and medicine to create more realistic models and simulations. So there are still some challenges which I have talked about in my research paper in computer graphics. Even despite the advancements in computer graphics, the one of the biggest challenge is creating realistic and believable simulations such as human body or natural environment, because no matter what we do, still with the help of even the AI, there is still not 100% accuracy in the human figures or the natural environments. Like any person can differentiate in today's era also. And another challenges is making computer graphics accessible to everyone, regardless of their technical expertise, which is being the main focus of most of the organizations in these days, through the help of AI, so that everyone does not need to know every coding language to just make out that one small object. So in conclusion, computer graphics have come a long way since their inception, and they are continuing to evolve at a rapid pace. The advancement in this field are changing the way we create and communicate visual information, and they are opening up new possibilities for the industries across the board. We look forward to seeing what future trend holds for the computer graphics, and that's all what I've discussed in my research paper. Thank you, everyone. Now I'm open for questions from the panelists.
Hello, Mr. Sila. I'm audible to you? Hello, am I audible to you, Mr. Sinha?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. So now that you're talking about computer graphics, do you know about the properties of video like aspect ratio, resolution, persistence? Have you heard about them?
Yes, sir.
Can you briefly explain them?
Yes, sir. For reference, there are different aspect ratios like 4:3 or 16:2. And in whichever like format we need to create, we can accordingly describe that and make the graphical product from that. For example, if we require different types of posters or different types of, let's say, objects, we need to set the typical aspect ratio for that, and in that aspect ratio we can create either by like lines of code, or we can even, if we use the modern softwares like Canva, and also we can just create the image through that.
Okay, so you have talked about aspect ratio, and also there's another property called resolution. So have you heard about vector graphics and raster graphics? Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
So do you just tell me out of vector and raster, which one is not dependent on resolution property?
Sir, can you please repeat once?
Like, see, we have vector image, vector graphics and raster graphics. So out of these two, one is independent from resolution property and one depends on resolution property. Actually, what I want to say is this, that when we talk about vector graphics, so that does not depend on resolution. Correct?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So vector,
Somewhat distorting, but yes, sir, audible.
so you know about vector and raster, vector image, raster image.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what is the difference between them?
Sir, these are both different, uh, in vector graphics, there are straight patterns which are created, and but in raster, there are curved patterns which are created.
Okay. Okay. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Yashasvi, on my side, I'm asking basic questions like what is clipping, what is reflection in graphics?
Yes, sir. Sir, so what is your question? Basically, sir, just I have to explain what is clipping. So, sir,
Clipping and reflection. I have just asked only two terms.
yes, sir. Sir, in clipping, basically what we have to do is just remove objects or parts of, we like remove the objects, distinguished parts which we want to not make out in the visible area.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yashasvi, am I audible better?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Chitresh Banerjee, and I have certain questions for you. First question is that, can you tell me what exactly you have done in this particular research work? What is your contribution?
Sir, I have basically researched for all the, like for what all has been done through the ages in the field of computer graphics, like from when it started to when it like take a big hit in the middle, and then the current scenario, which is the main focus, like from the starting to the current scenario, and from where it is about to go in the future generation. That all I have covered in the research paper, sir.
I do appreciate your efforts, but at the same time, there is, lack of depth in your research, first thing. Secondly, while you do research in any particular topic, computer graphics is a very broad topic. So you need to, first of all, create a, solid foundation. But as some of the audience, they put up some questions in front of you, and those were very simple questions, that what is the difference between vector graphics and raster graphics. But the basic difference is not clear to you, the way you answered those questions. So my suggestion, I'm not demotivating you, but my suggestion is that when you take up a topic like computer graphics, which is in a way very tough topic, you should always clear out your basic ideas related to the different terminologies of computer graphics, and then you should proceed in one of the micro or nano topic of computer graphics, rather than taking computer graphics as a whole. That is my suggestion to you, for your future research work. Otherwise, as a starting researcher, it is absolutely fine, but you need to have certain outcomes which you can say that this is what I propose. So that kind of research, that is what research is. This is just a compilation of what was done earlier. It is already present in the online or offline resources. So it is not of much use to the research community. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Yashashvi, presented well, but as Dr. Chitresh suggested you, please take care these things. Definitely you will become a good researcher in coming time. Okay. And I'm Dr. Ashwini Yadav. I know you as a BTech student. You did fabulous job. But for research, you need to refine your things. You do more literature whenever you want to write something. Okay. So select good papers related to that problem and then write a research paper. Okay. And take the guidance. We have many expertise here. Na? So just keep in touch with some professors. Okay, all the best, Yashashvi. The second presentation we will take at last. Your second paper presentation, okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
And now next is Tanish Sharma for study on customer satisfaction and preference towards Lakme brand product. So Tanish Sharma, please share your screen. Tanish, are you here? Yes, please show your presence in this online meeting if you are here. Okay, next. Yes, Ms. Gupta, you can go ahead if he is not here for a comparative analysis of consumer preference.
Sure, sir.
Okay, okay. Go ahead.
So do let me know if my screen is visible or not.
Yeah, it's visible. You are quite fast. That's fine. We need that type of participation. Yes, it's visible. You can go ahead.
So my research topic is a comparative analysis of consumer preference with reference to Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. So in this presentation, we will explore the key factors which affects consumer preference for the two streaming platforms. We will analyze various aspects such as content library, user experience, pricing, and much more. Let's dive in. So the objective of my research paper was to study the consumer preference between Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, and to analyze factors responsible for the consumers preferring a specific brand. So as we know that the content and the content, the more creative your content, the more audience you will attract, resulting in more subscriptions and more. So one of the crucial factors that determine consumer preference is the content library. So Netflix has vast variety of selection of movies, TV shows, original content, while Amazon Prime Video has a diverse range of content and availability of popular titles and variety of topics. Amazon Prime Video has played a very significant role. So now let's come to user experience. When it comes to user experience, Netflix and Amazon Prime Video are doing quite well in their form, while Netflix user-friendly design has been personalized. It gives us personalized recommendations after viewing our history, while Amazon Prime Video has a very user-friendly interface. And but the Amazon Prime Video has gained more popularity, not just by providing these streaming platforms, but in addition, they are giving their subscribers, and additional benefits. Let's come to pricing. Then pricing is a very significant factor influencing consumer preference. Netflix offers various subscription plans with different features and pricing tiers, allowing subscribers to choose according to their budget and needs. On the other hand, Amazon Prime Video is bundled with Amazon Prime membership, which includes additional benefits like free shipping and access to the other Prime services, making it an attractive option for Amazon Prime subscribers. Now let's come to dive compatibility. Consumers prefer streaming platforms that are compatible with a wide range of devices. For example, if I want to watch my favorite movie on my phone, then I can watch it, even if I want to watch it on my TV. So Netflix has given various availability for using, and it is quite flexible and convenient. Similarly, Amazon Prime Video is compatible with multiple devices, ensuring subscribers can enjoy their favorite content on their preferred devices. Now, let's come to research results. Out of 100 respondents, 80% preferred Netflix, while 20% chose Amazon Prime Video. Reason being the original content that Netflix has given, and that too in not just one language, but also in different languages. Amazon Prime Video attracted respondents with additional benefits also. Majority believe that Netflix had the best content library. Others were drawn to Amazon's award-winning documentaries and movies. People are willing to pay for quality content. Personalized content and hype are effective in attracting audiences. Platforms should focus on producing original and high quality movies. Now, my action plan for completing the research paper would be, now I would clearly define the scope of my research. I will conduct an in-depth literature review on consumer preferences on these two streaming platforms. And I will also develop a hypothesis based on identified variables based on literature review. And I will definitely ensure sampling techniques to ensure diversity and representativeness. And open-ended interview questions will help me to gain more knowledge about consumers. And after that, I will be analyzing how variables vary. For example, age, orientation, income impact the consumer preferences or the choices of users. After that, I will interpret my results and in context of existing literature and the theories that I have found. Now I will edit the paper for clarity, grammar, and formatting, and then proofread thoroughly to eliminate the errors, make then after that the final revision, and to ensure that the paper adheres to academic standards of submissions. So these were the references that I have used in my research paper. Moving on to conclusion, both Netflix and Amazon Prime Video has their own strengths. And that's why they are gaining consumer preferences, different consumer preferences. If creation of powerful advertisement for your platform, which should attract consumers, Netflix excels in content or content winning personalized recommendations, whereas Amazon Prime Video offers additional benefits to Amazon Prime membership. Then the success at the end and relies on how effective your marketing strategies are. And if one company, if Amazon or Netflix ensure good marketing skills, they will definitely improve their consumer preferences, and understanding the key factors will help them to gain more popularity. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you may ask.
Hello, Ms. Gupta, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
It is a good presentation, dear, but actually you have to emphasize more on the mathematical part and how you will implement that. Because see, when it comes to data analytics, basic data analytics, one is data analytics and then another one is intuition-based analytics. Like you finally concluded that Amazon can do this and all. You have to statistically prove it, and you have to talk about some data analytics techniques or some regression techniques, some stats techniques, and justify how you are saying that. So yes, uh, now you are coming to conclusion, but in your slides, just add extra technical stuff and try to explain mathematically, statistically, and justify your conclusion with that. Okay?
Sure, sir. But just to this, sir, I have used questionnaire method, questionnaire technique. So
That I know you must have done
please,
definitely you must have used some techniques, but actually here it was not mentioned that only one place you said you have asked a questionnaire for 100 people. So that's a good amount. Any number above 80 is considered good. But later on, what analysis you have done on that? Because you simply said in a percentage, this much percentage of people preferred this. So just add some extra mathematics and stats to your slides. It will really strengthen your paper like anything. Okay?
okay, so I will
The rest,
definitely work on that.
definitely. And then your problem is very good. The research problem is very good because it can become a case study also. Only thing is you have to add some statistics to it to justify your conclusion. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
So agreed with Dr. Chauhan. Ma'am, I think that you need to work on some case study you can take, and further you can showcase all the work by the graphs, by the mathematical equations and proper algorithms. So that will help you a lot. Your topic is fine, but you have to work more on this side. That is from my side.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alina. I'm very much new to this, but out of curiosity, I have a question for you. Since I heard that you've been talking about subscription throughout, I want to ask that how is the subscription plan of Netflix different from Amazon Prime?
Hardika, you got the question? You heard the question?
Hello, am I audible?
Hello. Yeah, you are absolutely audible. You heard the question, beta?
Sir, actually her voice was breaking in between.
Okay, never mind. She will repeat it.
So my question is, since you have been talking about subscription, right? Both the companies offer subscription, they have their own plans. So I want to ask that how is it different? How Netflix subscription plan is different from the Amazon?
Got your got it. So Ma'am, Netflix overall library is smaller, but its focus on original content and more highly related content. Whereas Amazon Prime Video has much larger selection of movies, including award-winning original contents and everything. Ma'am, if you prefer international content, go for Netflix, and the prices are definitely higher. Uh, as it vary from original content, and the Netflix provides in various languages as well. And if I talk about charges, then a Netflix subscription in India starts at rupees 149 for mobile, and for device it costs around 199 or something. The Amazon standard price cost rupees 499, whereas the premium cost vary from 649 to in between 700. Thank you.
I do have a question for you, Hardika Beta. I'm Dr. Chitresh Banerjee.
Yes,
I want to ask you, what is your core area? Is it management or computer science?
the management. I'm
Management.
doing
Then
PPA.
okay, fine. Then it is okay. Because from computer science point of view, it was looking more of a management paper. So if you are from management stream, then absolutely it is fine. But yes, I do agree with both the session chairs that you need to add in certain element of statistical analysis, like correlation, regression, something like that, to justify your claim. And the questionnaire that you will prepare and the options that you will provide should be vetted properly by the experts. Only then it will add to the authenticity of your research work. So this is my suggestion to you, Beta. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So yes, next. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now next participant, Rakhi. Rakhi, share your presentation.
Dr. Rakhi Muta ma'am, are you there? Are you present?
Okay. I think she's facing some technical
Yes,
issue.
yes.
Okay,
Ah,
okay.
No,
okay.
no, yes, here I am actually.
So,
Yes.
ma'am, you can give your presentation by sharing your PPT.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
So good afternoon all.
Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I'm sharing the presentation. So I hope it is visible.
Yes.
The PPT is absolutely visible. Put it on that slideshow view.
Yes, fine. So is it now perfect? Is it perfect now?
Seems not, because
So you
still
just click on F5, na?
F5.
Or go on slideshow.
Slideshow kar do, ma'am. Slideshow kar do.
Yes, yes. 1 minute, 1 minute.
इनका presentation.
So here it is.
Now
it
it
now
is
okay?
fine, ma'am. Yeah, absolutely fine, ma'am. You can proceed.
Okay, so good afternoon. Here my presentation regarding to the review work I have done in some of the latest technology. So good afternoon all. Let me start. The main focus of the today's presentation is what that blockchain enable IoT and IIoT in the era of Industry 5.0. Actually, basic the review work is based on like a revolutionary industry transformation and beyond. like what is the industry? Here we will discuss first the industry. My review work, I have taken some of the papers, and on the papers I have done some review work, and I find out that how this blockchain can be more useful for the IoT and IIoT, so that we can like perfectly implement the industry 5.0. So before we are discussing this complete aspect, we first should know that what is the industry 5.0. So the industry 5.0 is what? The main concept of the industry 5.0 is, it is somehow you can say that interaction between the human and machines. It's the latest one industry. Okay, so to understand the industry, let me first that what are the different types of industry till now we have experienced throughout the timeline. So from this picture, you can see that when the industry comes into the existence. So here we can see that some of the societies are there. The first one society was them when the Stone Age is there. That time the humans are based on their own specific efforts only, and thereafter there is the agriculture society, then there is the industry societies are there, so many types of industries are comes into the existence. That time the industry 1.0 introduced. After that, in the industry 2.0, some advanced machineries are created, industry 3.0, and then 3.0 and 4.0 somehow related to the new technology, where the this information technology also comes into the existence. Now the industry 5.0 is somehow you can see that the society 5.0, latest society in which we peoples are living. So here you can see that these are some of the timelines of the industry. And there is the industry. You can see there are some hundred centuries are there in shifting from the one to two. But nowadays you can say only the decades are there in the industry revolution. And soon in not in the decade 1 or 2 year you can find out the industry 6.0 also. There is the futuristic industry. There will be the futuristic industry. So let me discuss that what is the industry 5.0. Industry 5.0 is actually purely automated. Here from this picture we can see that it is totally like a human centric. Industry 4.0 is actually somehow related to the total automated work, which is based on the machinery and which is based on the technological devices. But 5.0, what it is believe, it believe that the human should also work with the technology. That's why it is human centric. So here you can see that the industry, which is interaction between the human and the machine. Most of the key features are sustainability. Whatever the thing done should be sustained. It will not change. And like you can say that you can trust on this, reliable. Human centric approach and organizational resilience. I mean, whatever the organizational it forms will be resilience. Now we are coming to the next topic, which we are discussing, that is the IoT and IIoT. So my basic themes is what actually the theme is what that the industry 5.0 will more beneficial with the help of IoT and blockchain. So here we have taken the discussion of the industry, and now we are coming to the IoT and IIoT. IoT is what? IoT is like an Internet of the Things. Now, what are the things? Actually, the things can be some devices, things can be some various types of machinery, like that things which are having their own specific internet identification. Then only these particular devices are somehow connected to each other. Sometimes what happens that the IoT can be like a concept with the machine to machine. So machine to machine can also be connected. They can also have some communication and message transfer. But whenever these particular devices are having their own internet connect identity, means what that the protocol which are following in their connectivity should be internet only. So here you can see that the IoT is what? Internet of thing, and IIoT is what? IIoT means industrial internet of thing. Means whenever we are implementing this IoT concept in the industry advancement. So there it is industry environments. In this particular picture you can see easily specify that here these IoT devices are like a personal use and handheld devices. You can say that when it is coming to the industry, like Okay, like there it is a power grids, and there it is a transportation. Okay, so these are like a IoT is a subset of the IoT. Now, what are the basic components of the IoT? The components of IoT are basically divided in three of the parts: sensor, actuator, and machinery. Sensor means what? IoT means what? IoT is like a connection of the devices. Now, when the devices are connected, they are transferring the message. They are like a communicating with each other. So one of the type of devices which are collecting the data, sensor always actually they are like collecting the data in some various manner. Most of the like sensors are like, you can say, the analog means that some of the data, you can see there is a temperature, humidity, light, motion, such type of data they are capturing. Then they need to store. Okay, then actuator means what? They are like performing whatever the data collected, the data like transmitted with the help of sensor, and they're like performing as per the data received. And the machinery are actually handling both together. Okay, IIoT. IoT is actually very much helpful in the industry 5.0. Now we know that industry 5.0 is totally based on the like new technology revolution. So the IoT and IoT is like helpful in the industry 5.0. Here you can see the industry 5.0 is based on the data driven and decision making. So the data which are collected from the IoT can be taken as a decision with the help of like this concept. So next thing which I would like to discuss, that we have seen that what is the industry 5.0 and what is the IoT, that Internet of Things. Whenever these IoT devices are collected that data are having some of the challenges. Let me show you that challenges are actually security, trust, privacy, and intermediary. Security means whatever the data are collected from the IoT device should be secure, and it should be like in that way that it cannot be like a unauthorized access. There should be some trust, privacy of the data should be maintained, and there should not any like a intermediary, so that it can be more secure. How it can be solved? It can be solved with the help of a blockchain. Okay, so let me see the blockchain. Blockchain is what? Blockchain is a shared immutable ledger that provides the immediate shared transparent exchange. Blockchain is what? Actually, blockchain is, you can say, the implementation of the distributed system where there are so many teams are come together and they are sharing the data in a that manner that all are agree, then only the transaction will be performed. So blockchain is what? It's a shared form, or you can say the distributed. There is no central authority is there. When there is no central authority, that time the agreement, the decision will be maintained only on the majority or that all agreement, then only, so that it is more secure and you can say that reliable. Okay, it is immutable. This is the most like a good feature of the blockchain. Then once the transaction happens, it's just like a when the like a like a line on the stone, like we cannot modify. Okay, once it is done, once the block done in the blockchain, it cannot be modified. That's why it is known as immutable. The immutable is formed due to the Merkle tree. The main of the part of the blockchain is actually the Merkle tree. Merkle tree is actually created by one of the person, Ralph Merkle, and that have created that Merkle tree is a hash tree actually, and all the hashes are actually stored in a uh, like a reverse tree manner, and it's like a root hash every time like a maintain, so that the hash tree is actually a most reliable structure, okay, in the data structure. That's why the blockchain is actually utilizing hash tree. That's why it is immutable. So here are some of the key components of the blockchain. Whenever we are discussing the blockchain, each and every transaction is taken as a block, and it is always utilizing the cryptography manner, so it is more secure. Decentralization is there. There is no central authority is there. And then the consensus mechanism are utilizing for making the blockchain more secure. Now we are coming to the point that how the IoT can utilize the blockchain. Okay, so here the IoT and blockchain are actually the perfect fit. due to the data integrity and security. Whatever the data stored, gathered by the IoT device can store in the blockchain, so that it can be integrate, like it cannot be modified, it's secure, it's having the smart contract, whatever the contract done in a smart way, like it's a digitalized way. Okay, so that these are some of the points which are making the IoT and blockchain perfect fit. So here I would like to take one example of the Industry 5.0. Industry 5.0, here it is the best example. Let me take one example of one street lamp, and street lamp we can make as a IoT device, and this street lamp has its own identity internet on the internet, and it has one own account on the blockchain. Okay, it has an own wallet. Such type of device is actually, you can say, the Industry 5.0 device. So Industry 5.0 device, it's a industry oriented, it's like a you can say that normal, you can say the industry, like whenever such type of device willing anyone of the person willing to use this particular lamp, or you can say it's a public lamp or some of the like a garden lamp. So sometimes we notice that the lamps are goes on in the daytime also, sometimes that the lamps are not working at all. Such type of issues are there. So now in the era of the Industry 5.0, the lamp or a very little like a thing, that a lamp should have its own like a functionality. So if some of the you can say the citizen willing to utilize this lamp, they can make the credit in that lamp account, and that lamp account will when it is having some amount, then only the lamp will be illuminated, otherwise it will not illuminate. One of the things. Another thing is what, it is a IoT device, so from remote also it can be handled. Okay, so such type of things we can perform with the help of IoT, that it is come to the IIoT, and it utilize the blockchain. As well as this lamp can have the sensor also, which can capture the data of the environmental data. It can weather data. It can have some camera also. It can have some like a uh, motion detector also. So many types of sensor can we are putting with this. So in such way, this IoT device can capture data, it can handle in the blockchain, it can have its own identity. So it's a whole and soul functionality of IoT and blockchain. It can be one very good project. So such a way we can explain the IoT. So blockchain enable IoT. I hope you are getting what I'm
Excuse me,
willing
ma'am.
to say this. What I willing to say, that this is a very
Excuse me,
good
ma'am.
project. Yes, tell me.
Extremely very sorry to interrupt, but since we have only 8 minutes, I would request you to kindly conclude the session.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Yes. So there are some of the blockchain enable IoT use cases. There are some of the use cases, and at the end, I'm concluding actually. So that blockchain enable IoT and IoT offers a transformative solution across the various industry, enhancing efficiency. And by study these all concept, there are so many ideas comes into the mind, and I have created some project idea also. Some of the project already submitted also. So these are some future implication on the and beyond the 5.0 also. There can be some like a industry 6.0 very soon you can experience. So these are some of the future implication. Conclusion is what? The integration of the blockchain technology with IoT and IIoT is driven force behind next wave industry. So this is, you can say, more possibilities with these technologies. So these are some of the references. Thanks.
Ma'am, you have taken many technologies like IoT, IIIT, blockchain. So my question is that have you taken any kind of case study to work with all kind of technologies that you have taken in the presentation, so that you can showcase your work, that what kind of contribution you have made with the help of these technologies?
See, that one of the idea I would like to share that there are some case study I have applied for the some project also that there can be some IoT devices which can help general person's day-to-day life problem solution. For example, one of the uh, idea I would like to share that suppose that nowadays we are having biggest problem that we are having the heavy rain in so many areas. The uh, farmers are facing uh, like a crop damage, and there are a lot of water which are like flowing everywhere, and that cannot that water is actually very precious water. It can be stored somewhere for the further utilization so that some of the place can save from the draft. So there are some of the possibility of the IoT and the blockchain. Like whenever you are having such type of water, you can have some IoT devices. Like there can be some reverse umbrellas which can collect the water. These umbrella can be IoT device having the sensor. They can collect the water and then store in a particular reservoir. Such type of data, whenever such data are occur, can store in the blockchain, like how many water is there in that particular reservoir and how it can be utilized on that particular area wherever the more water is required. Okay, so you can say that in such way there is a like a big project. Actually, I cannot explain here in a complete way.
Yeah, ma'am, it will be better than if you are taking some case study na, in your research work, so that so it will be coming in a way
It's a
like
review. It's
yeah.
a review actually. Yes.
And I want to ask one basic question in blockchain, na, that what is the difference between Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum blockchain? If you have the answer, then you
Yes,
please.
yes. Ethereum is following the framework where it is like a Bitcoin is actually the limited. Like it's when it is mining, it is having only 21 billion. Nowadays, there is a 90% of Bitcoin have like a mined already. So there it is a Ethereum framework. Ethereum framework is totally based on that solidity. Okay, that can helps us to create your own like a different coins also, smart contract also. Bitcoin is actually one of the example of like a blockchain. There is a cryptocurrency. Okay, and the Ethereum is a framework which can have several sub platform where you can create your own smart contract also. That is another like a framework. Ethereum is a framework and Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. And in the Ethereum, their cryptocurrency name is Ether.
Okay, ma'am. Fine.
So, okay.
Ma'am, I think you can look for lightweight algorithms because as you are talking about IoT devices, so because blockchain is having an issue that it's not that much lightweight, then various other lightweight algorithms are there. So you can look into that and that will really add to your research work. Rest, I'm satisfied. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Wonderful presentation. Very eye-opening. Thank you. And the last presentation by Yashashvi Divakar.
Okay.
Yes, Yashashvi, you are audible and your screen is also visible. You can go ahead.
Okay, sir. Good evening once again, everyone. So my name is Yashasvi Divakar Sinha, and I am BTech CSE third year student. And my research paper is titled Current Relevance and Future of Database Management System. So basically, database management systems have been a vital component of managing and organizing data for decades. And in recent years, advancements in technologies have led to create an explosion of data, making DBMS even more critical for organizations. Like these days, there is so much data coming out from every other resources like the social media, the browsers which we use, and even the minute things we do on the internet. So everything leads to the data, which further attracts other organization which deals in the data. So this research paper basically examines the current relevance and future of database management system. And my paper provides an overview of the evolution of DBMS, discuss its importance in the today's digital age, and examines the future trend in the database management system. So basically, DBMS is a software system that enables to define and create and maintain and control access the database. It is an essential tool for managing data in organizations. The key components of database management systems are modeling, schema, query language, and transaction management. And basically, the where software and the database access language. So in order to extract the data from the individuals. So the current trends in DBMS are big data and in cloud computing, NoSQL databases. And basically big data refers to massive amount of data generated by digital devices and, as I said, social media and other online sources. And cloud computing enables users to access DBMS services over the internet. And NoSQL database provides a non-relational approach to database management system. So currently, there are certain challenges in the database management industry which we face right now. First, which is the main concern right now, is the security. So in recent years, the number of cyber attacks on the organizations have been happening more and more very quickly. So basically what happens is unauthorized users try to get the access of the server, and then they further leak the data on the dark web, which further exploits the personal information given to the specific organization by the promising individuals. And the other challenge which DBMS faces right now is privacy issues. So privacy issues like as regulated by the Europe's CDPR and the CCPA, it requires to protect personal data. But due to the cyber attacks which have been happening recently, it has been difficult for the organizations to keep up with the guidelines, which results in the organization being closed down every other day due to not meeting the criteria being decided by both the organizations in the Europe and the North America. And the third issue which we face right now is the reliability issues, such as the system crashes and data corruption can result in data loss. And if a server which is held by the organization crashes down and the data of millions of the users loses, it reduces the reliability which the users have on the particular organization. So basically the future trends in the DBMS, which I have discussed, are artificial intelligence, blockchain, edge computing. The artificial intelligence can enhance data processing and analysis. For example, millions of units of data can be converted into a more understandable formats for the non-technical users in minutes, which was earlier required to be converted by the data analysts. And the blockchain can provide a secure and decentralized approach to database management. And edge computing can enhance real-time data processing and reduce the latency. So in conclusion, database management system is a critical tool for managing data in organizations. And the current trends in DBMS are big data, cloud computing, and NoSQL. The challenges include security, privacy, and reliability. And the future trends which are coming right now is artificial intelligence, blockchain, and edge computing. And organization need to stay current with these trends to efficiently manage their data. Thanks. Further questions by the panelists. Thank you very much.
So I'm asking just a basic question. You have discussed only about the database and so what is normalization in database? That paper seems very simple and not having kind of research which I found. Still, what is normalization in database?
Sir, normalization is basically processing of the organized data in the database. The processing of data, that is basically the normalization. Like refining it, reducing duplicacy and inconsistencies in the database.
Okay, fine.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alina. Since we have come to the end of our session, I must say what an informative session it was. I could see you all were so ardent towards presenting it. But before concluding it, I would like to express the gratitude at the Technical Session Conference 2023. We extend our heartfelt appreciation to Dr. Pankaj Pandey sir for his insightful introduction of senior scientist Sanjay Mishra sir from the Department of Applied Data Science. Our sincere thanks also go to Dr. Ved Prakash and Dr. Piyush Chauhan, the session chair, for skillfully orchestrating the session, and to Dr. Ashwini Yadav sir and Dr. Chitresh Banerjee sir for the impeccable organization of the event. Your contribution have truly made this conference a success. Thank you everyone for being so patient, for your time. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I close?
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sparing time from your busy schedule. So we will keep in touch. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, participants.